Wake the f up, samurai. We have a generation to bid farewell. I only joined the 5th Fleet 2 months ago, and yet here I am, feeling nostalgic for the time I got to spend in the new world, but it's been a long road to get here. My first game in this series was Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the 3DS, and I absolutely despised this game. I've since learned that this is a fan favorite, but holy sh**. It was so grindy, so clunky, so confusing. Don't get me started when a monster ran away and you had to chase it through multiple loading screens, and they ran away a lot, okay? They ran away a lot. I dropped this game immediately, and for the next 12 years, it held a place in my mind of being a pointless, grindy, annoying source of frustration. But even back in those days, I was a huge fan of the Elder Scrolls, Dark Souls, World of Warcraft. You could level the same criticism against any one of those, so what was the difference? Well, I had friends to show me the way. My friend group and I loved Warcraft 3, so when we heard they were making an MMO out of it, we lost our damn minds. We spent so much time researching what the classes were, what races you could be, what faction to join, and that was so much fun. It was a bonding experience, and when that game came out, we played it together. One of these same friends introduced me to Demon's Souls when it first released. This game that would become part of one of my favorite series in the entire gaming industry, from one of my favorite studios. We pushed through the struggle and the difficulty together. And another one of those friends wrote out on a piece of paper an entire character build and progression path for me to use to get into the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Because up until then, I thought it looked too dense, too complicated, too annoying, and it was one of their favorite games. So they sat down with me, walked me through the process, and when they couldn't be there, I had this resource to turn to. And I loved that game. And one of my favorite memories, gaming or otherwise, was for the Skyrim Midnight release. We were all so excited. We went to go get hot wings for dinner at one of our favorite places. My girlfriend at the time knew it was a special night for us, so she bought us our wings. Insane move. And then we went to go stand in the line to pick up our game. We got it. We brought it back home to the college apartment, and we had set up the living room to have a multiple TV and computer screens, all hooked up with our own consoles. We got the pillows and the couches set up, and we stayed up all night playing this game together. And that night would have never happened in the way that it did if that Fred hadn't walked me through the process to find the fun of Elder Scrolls. And it's so unfortunate to know that there are these incredible experiences out there in books, movies, shows, games that have these terrible onboarding processes that just bounce off so many people. They almost require a Sherpa to walk you through it. People who know better, people who know where the fun is and how to navigate you around the bullshit until you are strong enough to handle it on your own. And while I didn't have this for Monster Hunter, I did have Twitch. I think around the end of 2023, the Nintendo 64 controller hairline himself, Asmongold, decided to play Monster Hunter World on his stream. Like many of you, this was my first real look at the game, but watching him struggle in the same ways that I did back in the day, watching him overcome those things and find the fun, that door in my brain started to crack open. And then I started getting recommended other Monster Hunter content creators on YouTube, and their videos helped me work through the stuff that was confusing for new players, or more importantly, what weapon actually meshes with my playstyle. Insect Glaive mains, rise up! And then come right back down, because that's how we do it. All of this community support was building up in my mind. And when we all saw that first trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds, I knew it was time. Can I find my place in this series before the newest game comes out? At the beginning of this year, I decided to give it one final go. I am more prepared than I have ever been. I am more excited than I have ever been. But was it enough? Of course it was! I killed 3 of the Elder Dragons on the first try with a bug hit on accident. That's the 3rd Elder Dragon that I have killed with a bug strike. It was awesome. And of course I killed the Iceborne bosses as well. We discovered why people are still playing this game 7 years on. You're almost guaranteed to love at least one of the 14 weapons. Damn near every one of the monsters you fight has an incredible design and is fun to fight. Not all of them. Not all of them. Not this guy. This guy kind of feels like he was forgotten about. And the environments you fight these monsters in are as good as the monsters themselves, which if you're interested, we covered in another video. And it's not perfect, folks. There's still a lot to overwhelm you here. Having 7 years of content stacked up that's constantly thrown at you every time you log in. The menu system is still totally borked. Trying to set up multiplayer is a total mess, and I hear that might still be a problem in Wilds. That better not be a problem, because you had 7 years to figure this out, Capcom. I better be hearing wrong. Trying to grind out certain pieces that just never drop, it's just part of the game. But I find myself far more forgiving when there are flaws made in the pursuit of greatness, and I can't find a better word to describe this than truly great. So as we bring this generation to a close, I just wanted to say thank you, Monster Hunter World, for being the game to help me understand what makes this series so special. An experience which would have been impossible without the help from this awesome Monster Hunter community. I may even have to go back to where it all began with Monster Hunter 3 and see if that game sucks ass or if it was me all along. And though I have rolled credits in Iceborne, I know my work is not yet done. Dark shadows linger on the horizon. There are tales of great terrors left unchecked. I may leave these shores for the wilds, but I will return one day to the new old world. And when I do, I will bring the end of dragons.